listening to the CWE Wrestling Entertainment Podcast.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. It's great to see all of you right back here for more CWE Wrestling Entertainment. I'm your host, Noah Cross, joined by my friend Tyler Bard. We are here ready to get back to it as we missed last week. We missed all of you. I actually moved into a house. Yes, first house moved out.
House?
I know. Craziness. Moved out from mom and dad's place. Now we're here. I'm in my office. Obviously, it's very bare on the walls, as you can see, but there's plenty of sports memorabilia that will be hanging up here next week. I just moved here yesterday, so we've been painting and cleaning the new place. So as friends do, scratching each other's backs, helping each other out. But we're back, ready to talk Dynamite. You ready, Tyler?
Oh, I'm ready. And I told Noah he's not allowed to buy anything right now. That's a hint. That's a hint because Noah's birthday and Christmas are coming.
Yes, birthday is Wednesday, folks.
I know.
Wednesday.
On Dynamite. It's like they knew.
I know.
Like they knew. They were ready. They're like, it's Noah's birthday Wednesday this year, so we have to schedule Dynamite on Wednesday. It worked out.
It was perfect. I had a lot to do with them, planning AEW's launch and when the shows were going to be. Obviously.
They saw you at All In and were like, that guy. That's the guy we need on our team.
Oh, gosh. Well, yes, fair enough. And hey, let's dive into it, all things AEW, for the latest episode, which happened last Wednesday on the 18th. Great night, and we had a debut here. Really fun to see as the Young Bucks would go up against Top Flight, a new tag team here. Dynamite opened with a video package introducing Top Flight to the AEW audience before the duo and the Young Bucks came to the ring. Darius Martin is only 21, and his brother Dante Martin is only 19. So this was a huge opportunity to go up against the Young Bucks, who are obviously a top tag team. Nick Jackson. I'm sorry?
They are?
They are?
The Young Bucks are a top 10? What?
Yes, I know. Oh
my God.
It's crazy to hear about, but yes. Yeah, I was very confused for a minute, and I was like, wait a minute, never mind. Anywho, Nick Jackson and Darius started off with a quick exchange of counters and takedowns before Dante and Matt Jackson tagged in and continued the quick pace. Top Flight scored the first near fall, which is a very impressive maneuver there. I'd say this was a fun match, but we'll go over our feelings about it right after. The Bucks regrouped at ringside and nailed both members of Top Flight with some kicks and double team combos when they got back into the ring. Matt applied a sharpshooter on Dante, but Darius broke up the hold. The tag team champions stacked up the brothers in the corner with a power bomb. They continued to go back and forth with double team maneuvers as they traded control. The Bucks scored the win with a BTE trigger in classic Young Buck fashion. After the match was over, Jack Evans and Angelico attacked Top Flight, but the Bucks chased them away. They helped Darius and Dante to their feet and thus sang, "Welcome to All Elite." I'd say this was a fun match to start off the show. I wouldn't say it was a barn burner of any type.
No.
It was fun. I enjoyed watching it. I'm excited to see Top Flight do bigger things and get better as the time goes on. What do you think about this opening contest, Tyler?
I love it. It was like you said, it wasn't a barn burner like we like to describe as these good matches. But it's nice to see a company taking care of the young talent and new talent. Because, I know Jace mistyped something here. He meant to say AEW is better than WWE. And it's okay. We understand that it's okay to be wrong sometimes. And
can I just jump? Let me jump.
Yeah, go ahead.
While we're on this,
I'll put it right back up.
This is off the topic of the match. Obviously, as we say, Tyler usually the hot take guy. I usually lay back, kind of just give the old man sense of the older wisdom there, right?
Yeah.
I don't usually give hot takes. I have to be really heated to give a hot take. So I am not one to trash WWE, as I don't do it. I praise AEW, but I don't trash WWE. So I'll leave it at that. Tyler has his defense. I have mine. So.
All right. At least we know which grounds we stand on, and mine is that WWE needs to step up their game.
Fair.
And AEW destroys them. Anyways.
Yes.
So this match, I did enjoy this, Noah. But there was a problem I had with it, and it was the fact that these guys, in my opinion, and I like seeing the new guys. Please don't take this the wrong way. But they were a little too green, and I don't know if it was their nerves but there was a move where I believe it was Dante who was going for a Hurricane Rana off the top rope, and he almost murdered Nick Jackson because he blatantly missed. And luckily, Jackson, being the seasoned veteran he is, saved it. Because either Nick was going to absolutely eat crap, or Dante was going to land on the back of his neck if Nick didn't catch him. So that was the only major hiccup I had here. But otherwise, these kids look like they're ready to go.
Yeah, no, for sure. It's exciting to see. It's cool to see. I mean, it's actually, yeah, we can say kids because we're older than them.
Isn't that weird? Isn't that weird?
So hey, it's exciting to see.
He's 19.
19 and 21, dude. It's crazy.
Oh God, one of them. He can't even enjoy a little bit of the bubbly.
I would say. I remember my first beer. No,
was at a Rockcats game.
Oh man, but yes, good times obviously had by all. It's great to see new faces in wrestling, and it's also good to see them giving them time, giving them these big opponents so they can build themselves up and they can build the new stars, because we don't live forever. So they need to make sure they keep control of their future, and that's by building up their future. So it's good to see. Tyler, want to take us through the next one, which was Orange Cassidy versus Kip Sabian.
Yeah, this was actually one I was kind of looking forward to. They've built this storyline between these two groups, Kip and Miro with Penelope versus the best friends in Orange Cassidy. So I was very much looking forward to it. But before it could begin, Moxley gave a promo from backstage and revealed news that his wife, Renee, is pregnant before he went back to the ring for Orange Cassidy versus Kip. So congratulations go out to the champ. If y'all remember, on our last episode, some particular, co-host, who knows who it was, predicted that maybe Renee was pregnant, but it's not that big a deal, right? No,
it was probably Joe, because I know he watches a lot of AEW and has.
It wasn't that hater Dylan, that sour, salty Dylan. It was me, Noah. It was me all along. Oh man, when I saw that come through, I was at work. It was like 5:30 in the morning, and I just started barrel laughing behind the deli. Everyone probably thought I was insane because I just love when I get those little, like, even if it's just a minor thing like Renee's pregnant. That was perfect. I couldn't believe that I, even though it wasn't exactly how I predicted it going, I got a little bit of points right there.
Look at the comments. Look at the comments.
Uh-oh. Is it Salty? Is he here? Wow. All right. We'll get you on next episode to defend yourself, Dylan. Don't
yes,
you worry.
Dylan. Dylan, we will get you. Yes, we will get you here, Dylan. I promise. The show is my last name, so I got you.
Noah doesn't know how to send out invites.
It's all right. I got Joe. Joe's and I are Yankee fans. You're alone in this one.
He's a Red Sox fan.
Joe.
No. Dylan.
Joe will get Dylan the link.
And we'll see about that.
Our producer. Yes.
I'm the producer now.
Fair.
So yes, let's get back to the action here again. We keep getting distracted. Gosh. All right, Dylan, we'll get you on next week. Don't you worry, buddy. So yeah, we had Cassidy ducking a punch and slapping Sabian with like that little like nonchalant little like tap slap that he likes to do just to annoy people. So he slapped Sabian before the Superbad took him down with a headlock. Sabian kept him grounded with a series of holds before dropping him on his back for a 2 count. OC blocked a drop toe hold and put his hands in his pockets. Of course he did, because he got them re-sewn in after they were ripped out last week, or 2 weeks ago, excuse me. He kept them there while he rolled around the ring and hit a drop kick. He dropped Sabian at ringside with a suicide dive, where Ford distracted him long enough for Sabian to hit a kick on the apron. We returned from a break to see Cassidy beginning to build some momentum. He drilled Sabian with a diving DDT and a near fall. Sabian hit several big moves, but couldn't get the pin. Cassidy locked him in a unique pinning combination for the win, which then prompted Miro to immediately run down and take OC's head off with a clothesline that turned the man inside out before the best friends came down to chase him away from the ring, protecting the bestest of best friends.
Fantastic picture there.
Absolutely. Anytime I can fit this picture in, I'm going to. This was, I believe, this was the first episode of Dynamite, or it was their first pay-per-view, which was which one was the one in Vegas?
Double or Nothing.
Oh, yes. Yeah, I
Yes.
think this is that. Because
Yep.
that was the first time we got to see the zoom out on
Yes.
live television.
Precisely. The Okada shot, as some refer to it, as
So
Kazuchika
yes,
Okada from New Japan usually has that camera angle.
I thoroughly enjoyed this match because I love both of these two wrestlers. I love their gimmicks. One's a gamer and a Twitch streamer, and one is just the greatest gimmick in professional wrestling, known as Orange Cassidy. What's your take?
I enjoyed this match. It was a lot of fun, as you said. Kip Sabian and Orange Cassidy. They had a lot of cool, quick maneuvers, I should say. Orange Cassidy with that mousetrap at the end of it. It was cool to see him just pulling out some new tricks. Obviously, you can't use the orange punch all the time. It's just overpowering. You don't want to kill anybody. So you gotta. I can't see your face, but I imagine it's disapproving.
I'm scowling.
Like I said, the orange punch, you got to save it for those big matches. And obviously this was a big match, but not big enough to negate having to use it. So he got the win with a very shifty maneuver. You love to see Orange Cassidy pulling new things out of the bag of tricks that he has. So I liked it. It was fun. I think this will lead us to a tag team match of some sorts, maybe Miro and Sabian versus the Best Friends, or Orange Cassidy and one of the Best Friends, or some type of combination of the like.
Yeah,
so looking
absolutely. That's
forward,
what it looks like.
Yeah, looking forward to that. That'll be fun. Maybe that'll be at the next pay-per-view. Maybe that'll be an episode of Dynamite. Who knows? We'll see what that brings. However, this brings us into another big match. A contract signing in the likes of Kenny Omega and Jon Moxley were supposed to sign their contract this night. Omega made his way to the ring for the contract signing, obviously accompanied by the two cleaners.
Of course.
Yeah, because that just gets more exciting every time. But when it was time for Moxley to come out, he was found knocked out backstage, as you can see by the picture there on your screen. And for our listeners, without video, he's got a bloody nose. Looks like he got maybe punched in the nose or thrown into something.
That man's a father.
Yeah, well, not yet, but he will be. Tony Schiavone, who was in the ring conducting the contract signing, went over and asked Omega if he had anything to do with it or anything to say about the state of Jon Moxley. And the cleaner simply said Moxley was just trying to avoid their fight. He signed the contract, and then they went to commercial. There was not much to say about that. Who knows what's going to come out of that? But what I do know is they went to a commercial break right after that, and we're going to go to one right here to talk about some more shows from all over the Clovercrest Media site.
Oh, thank you so much. Quickly, before we go there, we have Ovi, who has shared our podcast across multiple different groups. We appreciate you so much, Ovi, from the Hard Hitting Wrestling Show. Ovi, you got to send me a commercial so we can add you in to this lovely group of commercials we have coming right at you.
I would just like to point out that a few weeks ago, Jace said that Mac Jones was garbage.
Hurry up here for Alabama. Play action. Mac Jones wants it all. Long ball, man there. Got him. Mechie, touchdown.
I'm not sold on Mac Jones.
In the red zone, Alabama, with 3 minutes and change remaining in the half. Jones fires to the corner. Devontae Smith, touchdown, Alabama.
When I was 12 years old, I became a Jack Nicholson superfan. This happened almost overnight on an evening in February 1997 when I first saw The Shining.
Here's Johnny!
In those 20 plus years, I never stopped being a Jack superfan.
I want the truth! You can't handle the truth!
Get ready for You Don't Know Jack, hosted by me. Subscribe today on your favorite podcast platform.
Clovercrest Media Group presents a CMG podcast. Keys to the City.
Keys to the city, baby. When you see us, so you know.
Crossed up by Kobe, little floater to Shaq, and then Shaq goes like this, and the rest is history. Pay attention. Don't tell me what to do, Devil Woman. Speaking of those Lakers, hold on. But I didn't make my. I said Denver's gonna win. Yeah, you did. You said that.
There's no other show like that. Clovercrest is doing great things right now.
Streaming everywhere.
Looking for a casual baseball podcast to listen to? Well, Baseball with the Bard, presented by Clovercrest Media, has just what you're looking for. Tyler Bard and Noah Cross cover a wide range of happenings in the MLB, and then dive into a deep focus on the Red Sox and Yankees. Join us every Sunday at 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time for your weekly dose of Baseball with the Bard.
And a special announcement coming from Mr. Ovi Muniz. On December 1st on the Hard Hittin' Wrestling Show, we have an interview with Lio Rush. That is going to be a lot of fun for those guys to carry out. We will definitely be tuning in. You bet Crossum will be in the comment section for that. And also a quick shout out to the guys over at Beast Mode Breaks. They have mentioned Crossum and Baseball with the Bard on their show that they run on Facebook. You can find them on Facebook. They are a pack opening group who have a fun way of going and opening these baseball cards, football cards, basketball cards. You can sign up for raffles. You can get into the random pulls. They do a great job of pulling these cards. And I got some incredible cards last time. I have a rookie card for Herbert. I have a rookie card for Lamar Jackson now. So there are a lot of cards that you can get from them. Do not miss those guys.
Absolutely, and definitely don't want to miss that interview with Ovi and the Hard Hittin' Wrestling Show on December 1st. We'll make sure we share their episode on our page. That way any of our fans who aren't following them, which you should be, can still see it. We'll make sure we get there. Dylan, check it out, Hard Hittin' Wrestling Show. Tell your friends. It'll be exciting to see that interview. We'll definitely make sure we get that out there so it can be watched. And obviously here at Clovercrest, we take care of each other. So we're excited to watch that interview. And as we said, Crossum Wrestling Entertainment will be in the comment section, hopefully maybe asking a question to Mr. Rush. And with that being said, we'll hop back into the AEW action here with I'd say this was a bit of a barn burner here, Tyler. Would you agree?
Oh, God, yeah. I was so excited to see Pac back in action.
Yeah, with The Blade versus Pac, who obviously, as Tyler said, is back in action. The Butcher and the Bunny accompanied the Blade to the ring for his match against the returning Pac. This was his first AEW match in 8 months since the start of the pandemic. Good Lord, that's a long time. Pac immediately drove the Blade into the corner with a running drop kick. As soon as the bell rang, he choked the Blade with his foot until the ref forced a break. After hitting a missile drop kick, Pac got in the Butcher's face, and the Blade took advantage with a drop kick through the ropes. He threw Pac into the barricade a few times as the Bunny cheered him on. After the Bunny tripped Pac while the ref was distracted, the Butcher took him out with a forearm smash. We returned from a commercial to see Pac starting to make a comeback. He hit a huge superplex for a close 2 count.
That superplex was incredible, and the commentary going on at that moment was hilarious. With Eddie Kingston was on commentary for this match, and he's just yelling to the Blade. He's like, "Drop, just drop." Drop down, go down on the. Oh God! All right.
Yes, absolutely. So, I mean, it's good to see Pac doing what he does. Especially, he had a great opponent too. I mean, these two guys. Oh
God! Can you believe? Just a quick intermission here. The Butcher and the Blade might be some of the best gimmicks they have going right now in AEW. I absolutely love these guys, and every week they are proving me right that they deserve to be tag team champions.
Absolutely. I could not agree more. And with that, we'll jump back into the action here as the Blade tried to get involved again, but Pac took him out with a super kick. He hit a shooting star press before locking the Blade in the brutalizer for the submission victory. Pac tried to address Eddie Kingston, but the Butcher attacked him from behind, and then Ray Phoenix would come out and attempt to make the save, but the trio overwhelmed him. Penta El Zero Miedo came out with a steel chair in hand. It looked like he was going to attack his partner, but he went after Kingston and narrowly missed. The Death Triangle is back together.
Moment
as you can
of
see,
the night.
Those three standing tall. Exciting stuff to see those three who are all amazing in their own rights for different reasons too, which makes that trio just unbelievable. I would love to see them go up against the Butcher, Blade, and Eddie Kingston in a 6-man tag match. Teddy Long is like so excited right now, wherever he is, to see this amazing tag team possibly happening. So Tyler, what do you think of this one?
Oh my gosh, this was in my opinion, this was match of the night. And the storyline. Can I just for one moment say Eddie Kingston is 100% the best thing on Dynamite right now. And I'm taking that away from MJF for this week.
Wow.
Because it is insane how much fun it is to watch Eddie Kingston work and what a absolute genius this man is when it comes to wrestling. I fully believed that he had turned Penta on his brother. And to see them back together. I mean, we didn't get to talk about it, Noah, but last week, Penta and Ray had one of the greatest matches I've seen in a long time when they were literally ripping each other's masks off of each other to try and get this win. They both ended with half of their face showing because they literally ripped their masks off of each other. This is the best storyline going right now. Otherwise, we've had the drunken Inner Circle rolling around in Vegas, but this is probably the greatest storyline going right now.
Absolutely. Well, I could not agree anymore. It's exciting to see such talent that are obviously going up against each other, forming these groups, and I'm excited to see where it goes in the future. I'm looking forward to a big match, as I said, between these teams here. And with that, let's lead into a big match of its own. Is Tyler want to take us away for some women's action?
Yeah, absolutely. So we had Serena Deeb versus Thunder Rosa for the NWA Women's Championship. And can I just say, these women put on an incredible match. I thoroughly enjoyed it. So the NWA Women's Championship was on the line once again as Serena Deeb defended the belt against the former champion Thunder Rosa. They had a stare down before locking up. Rosa took Deeb down and they began trading submissions and counters. Rosa began to build up a head of steam and scored a near fall with a running senton. We returned from a break to see Rosa hit a corner clothesline. She was favoring her left leg, and Deeb began to focus on all of her offense on that. She hit a neck breaker and a spear on the apron, but Rosa, which is the hardest part of the ring, but Rosa kicked out. I'm sorry, I had to, Noah. If you know anything about me, I have to always mention that is the hardest part of the ring. And then Reba appeared to distract the referee while Britt Baker spiked Rosa with a DDT behind the ref's back. Deeb took advantage and hit a powerbomb for a very close 2 count. So it didn't ultimately decide the end of the match right there. But Britt Baker, once again, rearing her head like a cavity, showing that she is going to get involved in all of these women's matches. The former champion recovered and hit a series of moves for another near fall, but Serena finally would win the match with their finisher to retain the title. After the match, Rose saw Baker back in the crowd, pretending as if nothing happened, and attacked her until several officials came down to break up the fight. This is, so far, the best women's match we've had on Dynamite. These are 2 absolute seasoned veterans of the sport, and they killed it in the ring. I hope they get to fight many more times in the history of AEW.
I agree. No, it's great seeing talented women in the ring. It's great seeing talented wrestlers in general, no matter who they are. And these 2 are at the top of their game on Wednesday night, killing it in the AEW ring with that NWA Women's Championship on the line. And we said this, you got to get more talent in there. You got to give them more time. It looks like they did that, and this is what they got. They got a good match. I would love to see Serena Deeb or Thunder Rosa take on the likes of other people in AEW, maybe like, Britt Baker, maybe like other individuals there, where we could see her get some more talent in the ring, across the ring from her, and we could see better matches that will come out of it. So excited to see AEW moving in the right direction in the sense of getting more talent in their women's division. You love
and it looks like they've made a choice here, and that it's that Thunder Rosa is not going anywhere. And that Thunder Rosa will be sticking around to be having a rivalry with Britt Baker. And personally, I'm pretty excited about that. These are 2 women who can definitely go in the ring. And with Thunder Rosa not having that NWA title around her waist anymore, it looks like maybe it's time for her to sign that long-term contract with AEW and join the best brand in professional wrestling. Noah, I left something out of the script I want to get to before we get to the main event. And it's this.
Oh, Lord. Yes.
They took Vegas, and I can't believe I forgot to put it in. I apologize. Because it was all throughout the show. I forgot to add it in because it wasn't just one portion. Yes, the Inner Circle took Vegas. Hilarious segment, by the way. There were a lot of appearances that happened that were very funny. And of course, it was a reenactment of The Hangover. That happened at the end of their segment of the night. Everyone was either drunk or high or just completely out of their mind. Sammy and MJF continued their little beef that they have. MJF woke up with marker drawn all over his face. It was an absolute sight to be seen. But there was nothing better than how the segment ended with Hornswoggle in a diaper.
Oh my gosh.
Seeing Swoggle in a diaper in a hotel suite was probably the funniest thing I've seen in professional wrestling in a while. I mean, of course, Le Dîner Debonair was the funniest thing in wrestling in a long time. But Hornswoggle, welcome to All Elite Wrestling, buddy. I hope we get to see some more of you, and this isn't a one-time thing.
And by see some more, I think we mean like more action in the ring.
Yeah, no more diapers, please.
Yeah. That'd probably be good. But yes,
one-off.
This was a funny series of segments that happened all throughout the evening. I was gonna mention it at the end, but I'm happy you brought it up and I'm happy you had the images too to show, because goodness, it was a great segment. It's so funny seeing those guys together, taking Vegas. I mean, with the Elvis impersonator. And
Piff the Magic Dragon.
Yep. So many appearances by just funny stuff. And Jericho is obviously hilarious. MJF and him bounce off of each other well. And it was perfect. That scene where they woke up in the morning and Jericho was in the same bed as the Elvis impersonator. And Sammy was in like a fountain. MJF was Wardlow was in like a bathtub. Or,
MJF and Wardlow and Hager just stare at each other. They do nothing but stare at each other the entire time, and I can't wait till this rivalry eventually comes to a head to see these two fighting. I hope they just have a like legit cage match on AEW, like they actually fight, because I feel like that could be a lot of fun. Absolutely. If we incorporate legitimate mixed martial arts into AEW. How much fun would that be?
Okay.
But I feel like we had to sneak that in there because the main event deserves its main event slot.
For sure. And it was one hell of a main event, as we got to see Brian Cage and Ricky Starks take on Cody Rhodes and Darby Allin. Oh boy, was this one hell of a tag team match. You can see on the screen there, for those who can't, Taz in the corner of Starks and Cage, and
Team Taz, baby.
Yes, and Anderson was in the corner of Rhodes and Allin. The match started off with Ricky Starks and Darby Allin starting for their respective teams. They kept things technical early on with a sequence of holds and reversals. They slapped each other a few times, and Allin had to be pulled off of Starks by the ref. Both men would quickly make a tag. Brian Cage hit a running shoulder, but Cody Rhodes didn't go down. Cage turned a hip toss into a backbreaker, but the American Nightmare recovered and hit a drop kick. Taz left the commentary table to coach his team from ringside. Allin got the tag right as the show cut to break. Arn Anderson was booted from ringside during the commercial break, and Starks yanked Allin from the apron to prevent a tag, and Cage hit a release German suplex for a near fall.
Incredible, by the way.
Yes, lots of big moves, lots of big moments. Like, it was edge of your seat action all throughout this match. Cody caught Cage with a disaster kick, but Starks nailed him with a spear right after, and I'm sorry, but that spear missed by a lot. Like, by a lot.
I'm sorry, Kyle. We know you love him, but wow, that was bad.
Like, he just slapped him in the stomach. Like, to be completely, to be completely honest. Cody caught Cage. I'm sorry, we already were there. The Powerhouse picked up Allin and hit an avalanche Michinoku driver from the middle rope for the pin and the win right after. Oh boy, what a match. Right after that, Will Hobbs would come out and what looked like to be in defense of Cody and Darby Allin, but instead he would turn on them, seemingly joining Team Taz. You can see that behemoth of a human being standing over Cody, who would take out Cody, took out Allin at the end of that match, cementing himself. And I know you have that image there of showing, oh, look at him. Team Taz, we build assassins with Will Hobbs. Good Lord, is now a member of Team Taz. I mean, you got Ricky Starks.
You got your speed.
You got your speed with Ricky Starks. You have your overwhelming power with Brian Cage and Will Hobbs. This is a faction that is going to be a force to be reckoned with. Tyler, what'd you think of our main event?
This was a lot of fun. I still don't think it was match of the night, but it was an incredible match to close the night. I mean, it's our lead story right now. You've got Cody and Darby. They are the TNT championship has honestly become the championship of the brand, in my opinion. It's the one that everyone is really invested in. Obviously, everyone loves talking about Mox and Omega as well, but I feel like this is the brand that I'm most invested in, at least. So maybe that's why I feel that way. So yeah, I thought it was a very good match. It had a really good pace, and then it had the incredible plot twist at the end, where we had this image to end the night. You know, even Taz had to pull Hobbs off of him for a minute. Hobbs was going in for more, and Taz was like, "No, this is it. We're gonna leave him lying here." So yeah, it was an awesome look for Will Hobbs. I hope this is a big push for him, and you know, he may just feel slighted by Darby Allin. If you remember, Noah, his very first match on Dynamite, he lost to Darby Allin. And I remember being super upset about it. And you were like, yeah, but Darby's the man. I go, I get that Darby's the man, but this guy came out and put on a hell of a good match in his first episode. And now it looks like he's a definite title contender.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, absolutely. I could see him coming for that TNT championship for sure. And he does have a match coming up for the next episode of Dynamite, which we'll get to at the end of our previews, which we'll move into now. But before we do that, Tyler, overall, because we're marquee wrestling fans, as I always like to say, what is your rating out of 5 for this evening's AEW Dynamite?
Solid 4.
Solid
4. It was a great night. Again, I think I've yet to go beneath a 3.5. They continue to impress on Dynamite.
Absolutely. I agree with you there on the solid 4. It was an overall awesome night, a few really good matches. Obviously, the main event, obviously the Pac versus the Blade. Great match. You'd love to see it. Overall, great episode of Dynamite. Looking forward to the next, which we will get into now for the preview for the November 25th, Noah's birthday episode here, folks. We'll start us off with Shida versus Anna Jay.
I need it.
Tyler, you're excited about this one. Tell me
love Anna Jay. Love Anna Jay. She is like the heart and soul right now of the Dark Order. I don't know if you been keeping up with Being the Elite, but she is just incredible on there. She is so much fun to watch, and her and Tay Conti's relationship is a little compelling. I'm looking forward to see where that goes, because as always, I pick against Hikaru Shida, and I will do it again. Anna Jay will be carrying that title into the Dark Order.
Oof, fair enough. You know what?
I want to join the Dark Order.
I kept saying that there's a moment in time where it's going to have to matter for Shida to drop that championship, because it doesn't seem like they have a direction for it. However, they are really building Jay, and they're building her quickly. Will it happen Wednesday? I don't know. Can I see it happening? Yes. That's not a prediction. That's just what I'll say. Do you want a prediction, though? Like, is that what you want?
I mean, that would be... I'm all for hot takes, Noah.
Sheeta's leaving as champion.
Ah, damn. Stop. I don't want it.
You asked. You said you wanted a hot take. So that's the extremely burning take. Dylan says Anna Jay is great. Dylan, would you pick Anna Jay to win that match then on Wednesday? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, he did say that in the Facebook comments. Please, everyone, feel free to join us at our comment sections on YouTube and on Facebook. We would love to hear from you.
Very good. I guess this is one of the best parts of BT and the Dark Order is Anna Jay. So I think that would say Dylan is going to pick Anna Jay to win the championship on Wednesday. So we'll see where that goes. And Dylan, as we said, we're going to have him on the next episode. So maybe we can get his take on that as well, if you can join us next week. Another match for a preview of next week is Chris Jericho and Jake Hager versus Christopher Daniels and Frankie Kazarian. Oh boy. Yes, an SCU style match here. You got to love to see it. Two great tag teams. Should be very fun. Veterans and the likes of all four of these gents, to be completely honest, and longtime veterans and the likes of Daniels and Jericho. So excited to see that tag match go down. Also excited for this next tag match. Oh, freaking boy. Pac and Rey Fenix versus the Butcher and the Blade. Tyler put hype.
Change. This is going to change. We're going to get Penta and Eddie involved in this match.
Ooh, okay. He's okay. Like a nice swerve. I like that. I could see it. As I said, this should be a 6-man tag match in the making, but maybe they'll save that for a bigger night. Maybe we won't even. Yeah, maybe they'll save that for a bigger night. Pay-per-view coming up of some types. But anyway, regardless of what they do, this match is going to be hype as hell. I'm excited to see it.
Bunny a round of applause too. Like, she's absolutely killing it as a manager role right now. I love this gimmick for her. When they come out in their full gear, their entrance gear, and it just feels right. I know I've been like talking these guys up like they're, the best thing since sliced bread, but I super enjoy everything about the Butcher, the Blade, and the Bunny.
No, absolutely. Great tag team. They have a great dynamic. I love seeing it. And this match is going to benefit because of it. Looking forward to that. But that leads us into this moment here. Will Hobbs will be in action versus to be determined. Tyler, before I give mine, who do you think Will Hobbs' opponent will be?
Oh boy. I think, oh man, I this is kind of tough, but I think the best choice is Darby Allin.
Okay.
Because it is time for him to get his retribution. And the good kind, not the WWE kind.
Fair enough. I agree with saying he will be facing Darby Allin in a big match. I don't agree that it will be the next Wednesday.
Okay.
I think Will Hobbs' opponent on Wednesday will be Cody Rhodes.
Really?
Yes. I think they'll have a big, obviously that's a huge match. I mean, to be anybody, I could fight Cody Rhodes and they would be like, this is huge for Noah. I mean, like, that's big. Yeah, I think Will Hobbs will take on Cody Rhodes. That's my prediction. That's a quick hot take there. I think Will Hobbs will beat Cody Rhodes. And I think that will lead into ultimately what Tyler said in Will Hobbs and Darby facing off and Will Hobbs dethroning Darby at the next pay-per-view. I think his championship might be short-lived and Hobbs will take that TNT championship, raise it high above his head.
Team Taz.
And I'm only saying all that because Tony Khan did say that there is a push in store for Will Hobbs because he likes him. He has a great look, great character. He's all around a great superstar. So I think we'll lead into something big for him.
Can I just say, Tony, please stop doing that. That is a WWE move to say this guy is coming back. This guy's getting a push. Stop it. I don't want to know. Keep it behind the scenes. I don't care what your ideas are off the cuff. Let us be surprised. Batista's last return was ruined because we knew about it.
Valid.
So please look, we knew nothing about Edge except his little teaser of him posting the boots, and everyone was like, no, that's just him being sentimental. And then bam, that was one of the greatest returns in WWE history. Stop telling us things. Let it happen. It makes wrestling that much better. I mean, look at the 80s, 90s, early 2000s. They never announced anything, and it was the greatest era of wrestling ever. So yeah, please stop it. Tony, listen to me. Listen to me. You've listened to us before. Cut it out.
I do agree. I like to just be surprised. So don't tell us, if someone's going to get pushed, just do it. Don't tell me.
Yeah. No. Otherwise, your content's always going to look like this. And it's just going to be a crying hornswoggle, and you're going to get people to stop watching.
Oh, jeez. And then can we just quickly go to the comment that Dylan had here that it's going to be a job match, and then he said he'll face Janela or something or someone of the like. I mean, it could end up being that. It could be like a opening match or a mid-card match where he just comes out, beats somebody, and leaves. I think that they're trying to build Will Hobbs to be bigger than that. Like, that to me doesn't scream
This ain't
superstar.
WWE, Dylan.
Yeah, like that I would say that's a WWE move. I don't know. And AEW's done that though. Like, there's no saying they won't do that. They could. Who knows?
Yeah.
I just think for Will Hobbs, especially if you want to be in this prominent of a role to where it looks like they're trying to put him up against Darby, you want to build them big. And if Darby beat Cody, let Will Hobbs beat Cody. It's not going to hurt Cody at all. So that'd be cool. And I think it would be good to kind of let Cody lose a few matches to kind of bring him down a little bit, to almost make it look like he's down on himself. I'm booking the territory here now. To make it look like he's down on himself and he can actually have this big comeback as this Cody character that we know, who's scratching and clawing, even though he's Cody, so he doesn't need to do that. I just think it would be nice so I can get my fangirl of Cody on again. But anyway, that is the preview for next week's episode of Dynamite. Looking forward to that. And that leads us into a quick plug of our good friends here at Clovercrest Media. If you love podcasts, visit clovercrestmedia.com for a wide selection of great shows covering sports, business, relationships, pop culture, politics, and true crime. There are 26 shows on the hashtag CMG Network. And if you don't find one you like, start one of your own. We can help you launch your podcast for as little as $15 a month. Clovercrestmedia.com is the website to visit. Make sure you check it out and tell your friends all about it. You can visit clovercrestmedia.com and click on the link for the latest on your favorite CMG sports podcast, as well as blogs and videos and latest information. And with that being said, we thank you for joining us here on Crossroom Wrestling Entertainment, where we talked all things all elite. We'll see you next week. Same channel, same time. I'm Noah Cross. That's Tyler Bard. Thank you. See you next time.
listening to the Cross'em Wrestling Entertainment Podcast.